Welcome to Game of Books with Cathi in South Dakota.
That's me, and Christie in South Florida.
That's me. We're two newbie writers sharing our take on wine, food, and mystery books.
And the authors who write them. Join us for the fun. Welcome, everyone, to our Killer Season 2 finale episode.
I can't believe we're at the end of our second season, Cathi. I mean,
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
That's very true. So we're going to, after this, take some time off to focus on all of our other projects in life and also start planning for Season 3.
Yes, Season 3.
Wonder what will it be?
I don't know.
Slasher Season 3?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. I was like going through, I was like, all I came up was Thirsty Season 3, and I thought, nah, I don't want to go that way.
Ooh, that's nice. Okay, well, we'll work on that.
Yeah,
that's what we'll be working on.
Okay, but we'll keep in touch with everybody over our break because we're going to continue to blog every so often on books and authors, wine and food, and writing topics. So we ask that everybody continue to go to our website. Maybe go there and sign up for our newsletter. And our website is gameofbookspodcast.com.
Yes, absolutely. And we have some pretty good upcoming contests in the works.
Yeah.
And everyone will be able to win some cool merch and some books. And so I think we have some pretty fun things in the off season.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Anyway, so you can reach out also to us through email and Facebook. So you can give us ideas also because we're going to be planning. So if you have an author you'd like us to talk to, or a book you think we should read. We're always open to ideas, things that are maybe going to be coming out in the fall and somebody new book and you're like, this would be great. I mean, can't hurt, we're going to be working on that schedule and who knows where we're going to go with our slasher Season 3. No, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Thirsty sounds good. No, I don't know.
Maybe because we're thirsty right now.
Maybe. We will also let everybody know about some upcoming pretty cool events, both live or virtually. There are some really cool things going on in the book world that you can enjoy from your own home. We're going to be talking about that today. What are we drinking today, Christy?
Okay, we're drinking the McGuigan The Plan. It's called McGuigan. It's from the McGuigan Winery from Australia. And this is a Shiraz.
Oh, yum.
Now, I'm not sure if you were able to get it up there. Were you?
I could not get it. I did not have access to this one, but it looks like a great bottle of wine. It's a beautiful label.
I know. And I said, you know what? We need a plan. Everyone needs a plan right now, don't you think?
Right.
I think from the top down, people are working on plans. And so I said, let's drink some of this plan and maybe spread the word. But this is an Australian wine and it hasn't been in the U.S. very long. But it is actually the International Winemaker of the Year.
Oh, wow.
A record 4 times. So that's the only one at the International Wine and Spirits Competition in London, I think it is. So I don't know that particular wine competition, but it sounds pretty darn good to me. And so I said, you know what? We're going to grab this bottle, and it's a well-rounded and fruity with rich flavors of plum, blackberry jam, and spice, balanced with vanilla and caramel flavors, resulting in a deep, intense wine. So I'll have a sip and let you know. Let me see.
Yeah, do. I'm very curious.
Yes. It's good.
Did you just smack your lips?
I smacked those lips. I hope you have a substitute wine up there so you can sip along, Cathi.
I do.
Good.
I do.
Good.
I do.
Good. But
I'm not gonna go without here.
I was thinking, that would be crazy on our finale episode of all things.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so it's a good wine and it's good to have a plan. So I've got my plan.
It's good to have a plan.
Yeah. I think it's fun. It's a fun name, you could be like, okay, well,
it is a fun name.
I'm going to be working on my plan tonight.
in every way.
Yes.
In every way. Well, I'm excited to get into our wrap-up. Should we do that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I have to say, Christy, as I was getting ready for this final episode, just the other day, I was flipping through the channels, and I saw the movie The Wedding Planner was on TV, as it is pretty often.
I know, because I saw it flipping
channels.
then, too. I probably did stop
so
on it for the 100th time.
Oh, gosh, you have to. And so, of course, it made me think about Nina Sadowski, who we spoke with earlier this season. She is the author of The Empty Bed, and she was the executive producer on The Wedding Planner.
Well, there you go.
She's had this amazing career in Hollywood, and now she's transitioning into a huge career in novel writing. And so I went to her website. I wanted to see what she was up to lately in these challenging times. Like we talked about, so many authors are doing so many cool things. And she had on her website a couple of self-isolation recipes that she was sharing,
really?
which I thought was totally great. Yeah, I thought that was great. And of course, she also had our podcast on her website. So thank you, Nina.
Oh, thank
we
you.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
That was such a fun talk. She's a funny person, and I'm sure
and she's
her
brilliant.
Self-isolation recipes are probably interesting, but yes,
they look pretty good.
Yeah, great. We were probably going to see her maybe at Thriller Fest, but I don't think that's going to be happening this summer. So
no, I think that got canceled along with everything else.
Yes, but anyway, so now we can go to her website and see what she's up to. Yeah, and we also talked to some other amazing bestsellers. They just keep going, best-selling authors. And Al, our friend Al Pessin, who is a debut novelist, and his book Sandblast, poor guy had to go on a virtual book tour instead of the real thing. He had plans to go up to New England and stuff. So sadly he couldn't do that, but I am excited because his book has been getting some great reviews.
It is getting great reviews, and man, if you guys haven't ordered that, it's really good price point. You can get it as an ebook. I think everybody's books are ebooks, but what a time for a debut author to have his book come out. But
Yep. It's a good one, so you should get it, because I am sure it's going to be like the, one we're binging at the next pandemic, the series. the new series on cable TV or something, maybe. Anyway.
Yeah. So you also mentioned, though, the best-selling authors on the other end of the spectrum, right? We've talked to some amazing, best-selling authors like Lisa Unger.
Oh, yeah. She was the first of the season, wasn't she?
She was how we opened the season, I think.
It was so long ago, but
I know.
Not long ago.
So she's the author of The Stranger Inside was that book. And one thing that's really cool, you should go to Lisa Unger's social media, at least on Facebook, and she's doing recorded Zoom calls with a bunch of other great authors. No, it's really cool. So she'll be introducing a bunch of her author friends. Cool. She had Lisa Gardner on just yesterday, I think. I saw that. It's really fun to watch. And I also saw that apparently before the pandemic hit, J.T. Ellison, another best-selling author we talked to this season, she recorded a live interview with Lisa. And so they had just released that as well.
Wow, that's so cool.
I know.
I love seeing our authors together.
I know, all the bonding.
Yes.
JT's book that we had talked to her about was Good Girls Lie. And but she also does this Word on Words for Nashville Public Radio, and that's where she had talked to Lisa. So you can check that out on both of their social medias.
Yeah, that was such a good information to hear from her about how she got started in that and stuff on her Corks and Conversations.
I know, so cool.
That. Yep, and okay, let me think. Oh, well, I'll just go for the most recent, and I'll say that Elena Taylor.
Love her.
Yeah, she was great, and her book was All We Buried. She was not only, just our most recent, but she was a lot of fun, and one of my favorite things to do is to get onto her Facebook page and see her daily moment of Zen. It usually involves
we all need that.
Outdoors and animals, and you should definitely follow her because it's a great lift, and also get her book, of course. And I've just ordered her other series, a book from her other series, the Eddie Shoes mystery.
Let
So
me know. I can't wait to hear
that'll
about
be
that.
one of my off-season
great.
reads. There you go.
Awesome. Well, speaking of a lift, I mean, if you want to lift, I would recommend go to Jess Lowery's social media page. She is the author we spoke to a couple months ago, and she had written the book Unspeakable Things, which really had a great release. Yeah. I remember at the end of January, she had mentioned she had sold like 50,000 copies in 1 month.
Oh, yeah. That was
awesome.
A good book.
But it was really, really good. And she just revealed the cover of her next book, which is related to the plot and characters and Unspeakable Things. I can't remember how it's related, if it's a precursor. I'm not sure. But it's called Bloodline, which is a great title.
Yeah.
But she's wickedly funny on her social media, so go check her out too.
And I love her. She always posts like really cute animal pictures, like cats and dogs, because I think she fosters them. Yeah. So that's always fun to see those. They're a little uplifting, like you said. Another author we talked to who is kicking writing in the butt, as she says, is Taylor Stevens.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She wrote Liar's Legacy and a host of other books. And she also, speaking of hosting, hosts a Taylor Stevens podcast where she talks about writing techniques. It's sort of like almost like lessons for people, so you can check that out. So she's still busy and active during this, time at home.
That absolutely. Well, we had misspoke earlier. We actually started the season with one of our favorites. Not Lisa's one of our favorites too, but she was second, I think. But our first one of the season was Hank Phillippi Ryan.
Oh, was that? Because I was confused. I couldn't remember who came first.
And she's the author of The Murder List, and obviously one of our favorites because she's kind of who brought us together. Yes, because we were at Sleuth Fest listening to her opening class, and we were sitting next to each other, and that's how we met. So
I know, and she's such a giving author. I mean, I think I almost consider her friends. Like maybe distant friends, acquaintance, a little more than acquaintance. I don't know. We can dream, right? Best-selling authors are our pals, right?
She, what though? She so lifts everybody around her up. And if you go to her social media, she's always active, but she's just constantly suggesting new reads and highlighting other authors. And she's just such a connector and a giver. And what I love this, one of the recent posts I just saw the other night, she had reposted one of James Patterson's posts, and he was sitting on his bed surrounded by books, and one of the books surrounding him was The Murder List. So she was like, how great is this?
I know. Cool.
Yeah. And, we have to give kudos to Hank. She was nominated, or is nominated, for the Mary Higgins Clark Award at this year's Edgars, which, of course, no one can attend, but they're still doing it, I'm sure in some live way. But it's coming up April 30th, so good luck to Hank.
Yeah, and that's such an honor, especially since we just lost Mary Higgins Clark. So, I mean, it's going to be even more poignant. And guess who else is nominated for that same award? Do you remember?
Who?
Katrina McPherson.
Yes. That's
Can I say
cool.
it? Katrina McPherson. She said, people always try to put a Scottish accent on with her name, but we love her accent. You can hear it in our Corks in Conversation. And, she was supposed to headline at Sleuth Fest, but, it was canceled. So, but she still has Strangers at the Gate as her book. She has that nominated, and she's doing a lot right now, too. You could go to her Facebook page. She's been reading chapters live from her Scott-Free book, which is really fun, because, again, it's fun to hear the accent, too, from the author reading their own work. And she also was part of this thing called the Low Down Dirty author readings. That was from April 5th through the 11th. I'm not sure if you can still get them, but they did, I think 10 different authors read from I guess short stories maybe that they did from that they had written. They read them live each night.
Oh, cool.
So every night there was a different author reading a story, thriller-ish kind of story. So I don't know, but I think you could probably find it somewhere, and maybe they'll do it again. So keep looking at her Facebook page because she's pretty active.
Cool. Well, as usual, we could just keep going on about this all day.
I know.
Christy, this season has to come to an end.
All right. So, of course, but when we're on our break, you can also listen to our old episodes or re-listen to your favorite Quirks and Conversations. I mean, we've mentioned just about, I think, every author here that we had for Killer Season 2, and each one of them had so much to offer. So, you may want to re-listen and say, oh, yeah, I forgot. She gave me that tip, or he said this. So,
and don't forget to go to our website, gameofbookspodcast.com, and sign up for our newsletter. And you can also follow us on social media, and that way you can keep up with all of our off-season activities.
Yes. We're going to try to throw some fun stuff in between. And we also hope with all our hearts that you and your family stay safe and healthy as we continue to stay home and fight this pandemic.
Let's toast to that.
Yes, let's do.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks to our mysterious foodies out there for listening and sharing. Check out our website, gameofbookspodcast.com, where you can find links to all we talk about. And if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you can get those links sent directly to you, along with any exciting updates. We are also on Facebook and Twitter under @GOBWriters.
And if you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, we would love to hear from you, and please subscribe to Game of Books wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss any of our book club ideas and Quirks and Conversations with award-winning and best-selling authors.
That's all for today's episode of Game of Books Podcast, where we share food, wine, and mystery every Friday morning, just in time for the weekend.
This is Christy
and Cathi
saying thanks for listening.
Bye, everybody.